The Golden Arm Award signifies the best quarterback in the country that year in college football. And it just doesn't get any better than that as a quarterback in college. And it typifies exactly what John was. He was a great football player, a great quarterback, a great team man, and I do consider him, he was a great friend.
Well, what comes to mind when I think of him, and tough competitor, charismatic leader, and someone that truly cared for his teammates. I loved watching NFL films and all the old highlights, and so, I mean, everybody knows who Johnny Unitas and the black high tops are.
Means everything. It's my father's legacy. Sorry. I think Dad would love every one of these winners, and he just loves football, and I know these guys love football. So a lot of common goals. Yeah.
Candidates for the Golden Arm Award are judged not only for their athletic accomplishments and achievements, but also for their character, sportsmanship, integrity, citizenship, scholastic achievements. And by the way, Joe is graduating with a Master's in Liberal Arts this December. So power to you, Joe. Thank you. But the most important thing about Joe, he's a leader. And leaders lead by example, a true leader. Joe clearly epitomizes all that my father envisioned when we established the Golden Arm in 1987. Joe is not just a great quarterback, he's a great individual. In every way, Joe measures up to the high standards for which my father stood. Joe is the most worthy recipient of this award, and I know my father would be very proud to see him here tonight. Is there a Golden Arm in here? Is there a Golden Arm somewhere?
There he is.
Oh,
yeah.
Joe.
He's going.
Down to nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Congratulations. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Love having you here, man. Your mom and dad were great. We had some beers with them last night.
Yeah, they're fired up. They texted me, this is awesome.
Woo!
Yeah. Nice. Carol,
Thank you.
put that thing on, Joe.
We got something too,
Nice.
Joe.
That's awesome.
When I think of John Unitas, you think of championships, you think of winning, you think of, passing when passing wasn't really a thing in football, and he was just a great player.
This is an autographed picture.
Oh, no way.
From the '58 championship game. This touchdown won the game for him against the Giants.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And when they picked me up in the limo today, they gave me a manila folder with a signed John Unitas Sr. 1958 championship game picture on it, and they handed it to my dad, and I think he almost had a heart attack. So I think he almost killed my dad. So my dad talked about him a lot growing up, so I can't really remember the first time because I heard it so many times, but he was an idol to my dad. My dad talked about him all the time. He said he was the best player he's ever seen. Oh, yeah.
Over 300 yards in 26 games, which back then was, that's probably like 500.
I think the most he passed for in college was like 2,900 yards. He's doubled that.
Well, if you saw the game, the last game that they played in, where they torched, who was it? Georgia. Okay. When he threw the touchdown pass to his wide receiver, he just turned around and walked right off the field. I mean, that is like my father. He's got a strong demeanor, strong values and work ethic, and I think that carries forward in what you see on the football field.
Burrow throws, has a man open, middle of the end zone. It's going to be Terrace Marshall. Touchdown, Tigers. First down, goal to go at the 7. Snap back to Joe Burrow. Looking quickly, fires right in the middle of the end zone. Justin Jefferson has it. Touchdown.
As any great football player, as you see him, It's all business. Football is a business. And Joe has taken it to a new level. At LSU, Coach O is a good friend, and we communicate. And it's just fun to see somebody that is thinking about football on the field all the time like Joe does. Excellent student of the game. He's mastered the quarterback position, and he has greatness in front of him too.
Why are we here? We are here because, Babe Ruth is this really famous American, but he was born here. Johnny Unitas wasn't born here, but he impacted this city and the game of football, kind of like Babe Ruth did with baseball. We like to say that John is the Babe Ruth of the National Football League. So you have nice photo opportunities here. This is the only place in the world where you will see a Super Bowl trophy and a World Series championship trophy together.
A super fun experience for me. I grew up a baseball fan, and seeing not only all the Babe Ruth memorabilia, but the John Unitas memorabilia as well, it was a lot of fun to be in there.
This is marvelous. His first professional contract. Probably you'll make a few more dollars. Let me see if I can get that open here. Here we are. So there's the number. You see it?
$7 grand.
$7,000.
Big bucks.
Big bank.
So one of his competitors, rivals, Bart Starr from the Green Bay Packers, came in one day, and he came into the league the same year as Unitas, 56. I said, Bart, you're 56. He goes, yeah. I said, how much you make? He goes, $6,500. Johnny beat me again. So this is the last touchdown pass that John Unitas threw as a Baltimore Colt. And he had been benched in 1972. Ownership had changed.
Joe Thomas came in.
And so they benched him. And late in the game, the Colts are winning 28-7. And the quarterback, Marty Domreyes, feigned like a pulled hamstring. I was like, oh, God. But he wasn't hurt. So Unitas runs on the field. One pass, 67 yards, I think, touchdown, and walked off the field. And as that happened, a little biplane flew overhead saying, Unitas, we stand. And 60,000 people stood up. And it was weird.
Wow.
It's a little bit surreal. It feels like it was just yesterday, and then on the other hand, it feels like it was almost a different life. And the older I get, I'm able to really even truly appreciate more and more just, again, what it stands for, and to be part of that fraternity and represent that fraternity in football is a tremendous honor. I've done the math on this. You only play about an hour and 24 minutes of football in a season. 6 seconds of play, average 75 plays a game, multiplied by 12 times a year, it's about an hour and 24 minutes. It's not in those hour and 24 minutes that you're going to be a dynamic leader. This is the first time I've met Joe Burrow today. And I, like many of us, have watched from afar. And I've appreciated his calm demeanor, his level head in the highest or lowest of situations, while still being able to have that competitive edge. Because during that 6 seconds, you better bring it. And you better have that edge and be willing to do whatever is necessary for your team during those 6 seconds, and then be able to come back to a level head. It's not easy to do. He does that.
Joe Burrow is as good a thrower as there is. But the thing that sets Joe Burrow off, and the things that set John Unitas off, and made him the marquee and the great player it is, they had a field presence about him. I mean, when he walks into the huddle, when John walked in the huddle, when Joe walks into the huddle, you can tell all people have confidence in him. And the other thing that they both do or did is they don't make many mistakes on the football field. John was great at getting the ball to the right receiver. Joe is by far the best in the country at doing that right now.
Johnny Unitas was the first to deploy the 2-minute drill. A.O. Smith was the first to develop the glass-lined steel tank. Johnny Unitas was the first to play 47 consecutive games with at least 1 touchdown. A.O. Smith was the first to launch a commercial water heater with a helical heat exchanger to deliver maximum hot water at the lowest possible cost. Johnny Unitas was the first to play 4 consecutive games with a 120 passer rating. A.O. Smith was the first to launch a truly comprehensive, high-efficiency product line featuring standard technologies, tankless, heat pump, and solar. Good things happen when 2 pioneering innovative spirits come together. A.O. Smith is proud to sponsor the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award.